Right, so I'm still recovering from that one. Tottenham versus PSG UEFA Super Cup final, and somehow we went from holding the trophy with our fingertips to watching PSG lift it instead. Classic Spurs, am I right? But here's the thing, it wasn't actually classic Spurs until about like the 80th, 84th minute roughly. So yeah, we actually did brilliant for the most part. But today I want to break down what happened in I can't even say this Italian name, bro. Udine. I think that's it, Udine. And we'll talk about Thomas Frank's first competitive match in charge, what went right, what went wrong, and how PSG, who basically just got off the bench from their summer holidays, still found a way to ruin our night. Also, I heard that if you like the video like right now, then you're going to hear some amazing news. And if you subscribe, then you're going to hear some more amazing news in the upcoming days to weeks. So if you want some good news, if you want some good luck, drop a like and drop subscribe. Now let's get into the video. Okay, so Spurs came out flying in the first minute. Pedro Porro curls one over the bar, and then later Richarlison forces Xavier into a stretching save. We looked like a side who had a point to prove, and that point got hammered home in the 39th minute. Long kick, Marquinhos clears it but falls to Palhinha. He smacks it, Xavier tips it onto the crossbar, and Mickey van de Ven, quicker than anyone else, smashes the rebound. Spurs 1, PSG 0. We almost had a second right before halftime as well. Kudus with a glancing header off the post, but it was ruled offside. Still, we were in a lot of control through the majority of the first half and pretty much the entire first half as a whole. And then in the second half, it was pretty much about the same story. So 5 minutes in, Pedro Porro had a free kick position. And who is in the right place to get a perfect header? Our new captain, Christian Romero. This guy leaps up like he's Michael Jordan and heads the ball into the net. And granted, Xavier should have honestly done better with the save, but hey man, a goal's a goal. So yeah, and then Romero was celebrating in front of the fans, in front of his new fans who are embracing him as the new Spurs captain. Okay, I just want to break this down and how Thomas Frank actually ended up setting up, because I think this was genius, and I don't think any of us Spurs fans actually saw this coming. So this formation, we pretty much lined up with a 5-3-2, and the thing with this 5-3-2 is that you would think that we would just sit back and just play defensively the entire time, but that's not exactly what happened. We were always stepping out to press players as soon as they were on the ball. We were super compact, and actually let me add the other players so you guys can get a better example of this. So what happened a lot of the time is that we would press very effectively. So when the ball came out to either center back or the fullbacks especially, we would double up on them a lot. And what we saw a lot too is when the ball would get down into these areas with Van de Ven and Spence down here, we saw a lot is that Sarr would actually drop deep and he would double up on their attacker that's coming up here. So they would have no way to essentially break into the middle. There was just no path through into the middle. And I thought Spurs did a really good job of keeping them out of the center of our pitch. And I actually talked about that in my live watch along, is that what we saw a lot from PSG was pretty much just them passing it around on the outside, almost similar to what Ange ball was last season for Spurs, which I found very interesting, because watching this go the other way, I was like, wow, this is how it felt for us for almost all of last season, and that the ball was never really able to get through. There was never really a way through for the ball because it was just so compact and tight in this midfield, and we held such a good shape. And the moment PSG messed up, and we saw a lot of Sarr taking the ball off of players in these positions too. The moment this ball got out and Sarr was able to get past and break through, or other players as well, like a Palhinha or Bentancur, instantly you would have a player like Richarlison break up the pitch, and that first ball would go to him because his hold-up play was so well. Richarlison would receive the ball, hold up the play, and then simply just lay it off to Kudus, and then Kudus would have a go, run down, and their entire team was pretty much caught out because they were putting so many numbers forward. So it was actually, the counterattack was actually in our favor for a majority of the time, and vice versa, whether that be with a Kudus where the ball would go out along the Kudus, and then he would just link up. He'd have a really good ability to hold off the play, hold off the defenders, and you just lay it off to Richarlison, and then Richarlison would be able to have a go. And we actually saw Richarlison do a lot of this in these areas, take shots from these dangerous, well, not really dangerous, but like he would have a lot of shots from outside the box. And I actually like these shots because I think for Richarlison, we haven't really seen him take too many of these shots often. So for him to have these sort of type of shots from these dangerous areas, I think he had about 2 of these, and he actually forced the goalkeeper to make very good saves. So I actually like that from Richarlison a lot. But yeah, I think the big thing that we have to take away from this is that Kudus and Richarlison's hold-up game was just so effective in this formation, and it allowed even a player like Porro to get up sometimes too. Like we saw Porro pop up a lot in these positions as well. The only thing is that we didn't really have everyone in the box on the counterattack, but then there's a lot of times where, let me just move everyone up the pitch, where we would start committing bodies up front, where we would start getting everyone up the pitch, and then we had options to be able to cross balls in, but they didn't come off too often. And this is the thing that I find a little bit difficult about this Spurs system, is the fact that, like I said, the set pieces banged, they did what they needed to do, but outside of the set pieces, where is the offense coming from in this team? Where? Because as much as I love Kudus, as much as I love Richie and how good that they actually did, the goals and assists still aren't there yet. So maybe it just has to take time. Maybe they just have to figure out how to click. But yeah, for the most part, it's just really not enough offense out of this team right now, aside from set pieces. So PSG had pretty much been quiet like all match, and there were no shots on target for like the first 65 minutes. But then Luis Enrique brought on Lee Kang in and Gonzalo Ramos, and this is what absolutely cooked us, man. Suddenly, it was like they remembered that they were Champions League winners, bro. And the game completely changed with those subs, and Spurs were not really able to adapt. So Lee gets it on the edge of the box in the 84th minute, low drive, bottom corner, and it's 2-1. And at this moment, you can feel everything shift. You can feel everyone's heart, everyone's head just get heavy, and you're like, damn, are we about to get Spursy again? Newsflash, we did. We freaking did, man. So yeah, and then in the 94th minute, Dembele whips in a beauty. Ramos gets in front of his man, powers a header past Vicario 2-2. And I swear, man, I heard the collective Spurs fans have like a big sigh. Because it was like, damn, this, like legit, this close. This close. And we blew it. We blew it. We blew it. And then, of course, it goes to penalties, and Tel misses, Van de Ven misses, and it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And yeah, we lose, and we watch PSG lift the Super Cup, and we miss our opportunity of lifting another trophy in the span of about 2 months. Listen, look, the result really hurts, like it really does, but let's not ignore the lot of good stuff that happened here in this game. So Thomas Frank's tactics to the start of the game were pretty much spot on, and then that 5-3-2 formation against a dominant side like PSG was pretty much perfect. It was pretty much perfect. It gave us the defensive solidity, but we still had enough going forward to be dangerous. Kudus and Richarlison as well were just unplayable at times, and their strength that they were able to show to hold off play was exactly what this team needed. And a massive credit to our set piece coach as well, because both goals came from dead ball situations. And if we can keep that threat going, it's going to win us a lot of points this season, which we didn't have at all under Ange last season. But the issue was with the subs. Kudus off, Richarlison off, Palhinha off, and then the drop off in quality was massive, bro. It's clear as day that this squad does not have the depth to see out big games when we need the fresh legs. And yeah, listen, I even hate to like address this because it's just like, wow, but bro, Tel was poor. His hold up play was not there. He pretty much came on and did absolutely nothing. He looked off the pace, But let's just get this straight. Criticize his football all you want, but the racial abuse he got online was damn near, well, full stop, it was unacceptable. It was disgusting. And any person giving him racial abuse needs to have a proper look in the mirror about what the hell you're actually doing, man. It's disgusting. Genuinely is. Keep it strictly football. No need for the race stuff. Not needed. But if we're talking about his game as a whole, race stuff aside, game, football as a whole, he was poor. He was really poor. And I think Tel just needs a lot of coaching from Thomas Frank. And it's clear that right now, he lacks confidence. I think he lacks a lot of confidence. So I think Thomas Frank just has to put an arm around him and just coach him into getting that confidence, coach him into doing the right things, because you can tell his game lacks complete confidence. But all it takes really is just a goal, and then he's right back to his normal self, and he'll start banging for us. It just takes a matter of time. And I know as Spurs fans, we're just like, oh, I'm so sick of this time. And I'm sick of it too. I genuinely am. But he's our player now. He's in our squad, so we need to back him. That's the reality. I hope he does well. I'm not convinced. I don't know if he's ever going to come good. I'm not convinced, but I hope he does well. But the racial abuse, not needed. So here's the truth about this team. There is a strong foundation. You can see what Thomas Frank is trying to do, and the way that we want to play, I can see that the players are trying to buy into it. And the thing is, though, the squad lacks a lot of depth, and we're going to see a lot more of these late collapses if we don't address this depth. Daniel Levy has got to stop penny pinching and get Eberici Eze in the door. He's got to get Savinho in. If we do that, if we genuinely do that, Spurs can actually be a serious problem this season. Until then, we're going to have to keep living in this so close yet so far cycle, man, and I'm sick of it. I just want to stay consistent like we had in Bilbao. So, Daniel Levy, for God's sake, I beg, back the manager for once, man. Please. So yeah, the Super Cup slipped away from us, but the performance until the 70th minute, that's something that we need to build on. Now it's about finishing the job. And if you want my raw and instant reaction to the final whistle and the entire game against PSG, check out this video right now and be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the support.